Are Baker's Browns a legit threat to the Chiefs in the AFC?
Absolutely, and they have been for a little bit now. Now, when you say legit threat, remember the Browns were a 4th and 1 away from having the ball with 1:14 seconds left at the 48-yard line to go and beat the Chiefs.
When, last year?
Last year in the playoffs.
Oh, when their backup was in?
Why was the Chiefs backup in? Patrick Mahomes didn't trip and twist his ankle.
He was hurt before.
Patrick Mahomes
he
didn't
came
get
in the game hurt.
punctured in the lungs by a team doctor.
He was already compromised.
Patrick Mahomes got knocked out of the game by a Browns defender. The Browns did something physically, legally, during the course of play to send Patrick Mahomes out to the sideline. So when I look at it, the Browns were already biting the heel of the Chiefs. The question is, can they now climb up and really do some legitimate damage?
Okay.
It's real simple, and don't let anybody complicate it for y'all. The Browns have a better roster than the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a better quarterback than the Browns. It's going to come down to, can the Chiefs quarterback outmatch the Browns roster? But the Browns offensive line is better than the Chiefs. Browns 2 running backs, better than the Chiefs. Browns skill position, I would say worse, obviously, but slightly worse. If Odell Beckham comes back healthy and a dude, Jarvis Landry, if he comes back a dude that he has been, then you could make an argument that obviously the Chiefs' skills are better, but the Browns' skills are still top flight. Browns corner defensive backs, not even just cornerbacks, between Johnson, Greedy Williams, my dog, number 4 slipping my name right now, the dude from Ohio State, who is a dog first-round pick. They got dudes. So as I look at it, didn't even mention Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Browns got a better roster. Chiefs got a better quarterback. Can Patrick Mahomes be greater than the sum of the Browns roster if and when they meet? That's the only question you got to answer.
Okay. As much as I clown Baker Mayfield, just because I keep it real, Urban Meyer style, I do think that they're a legit threat to the Chiefs. Now, let's be real about this. The best version of the Browns is not beating the best version of the Chiefs. If they both play at full octane, full optimal, no way that the Browns can do it. Even though they got a better team, I think. You know why? Because that quarterback position is different. Look, it's the ultimate eraser, dude. I've been in so many games, and I went through the era of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees, and it's like you could go out there with number 1 defense I was on. Yeah, well, you kept them in the 21. 21, they won because they over there are playing okay enough defense with the talent that they have at the quarterback position. So the best version of the Browns loses to the best version of the Chiefs. However, the Browns, because they have such a loaded roster, I think consistently can play at a high enough level to maybe catch the Chiefs slipping. Now, last year, they couldn't catch them slipping. They didn't take advantage of it. You couldn't beat the backup in the second half. Come on. But I think they're going to close that gap, being real. But they also win in a style of play that I respect, that I think is really going to come into play in terms of them going against the Chiefs and other contenders. One, it's because they run the football. Like, their engine travels. Like, you know, you get into a situation with Baker Mayfield, sometimes he can be unreliable. But that running game is going to be reliable. That short passing game is going to be reliable. More so, and I don't know if you know about the psychology of this, when you see the Cleveland Browns, you can't lie to your subconscious. When you see the Cleveland Browns, you still thinking they ain't what they are. You ever been there? It's like when you watch IMG Academy, you think they are, man, they already got 50 points. They actually do if they play in that fake school. But point being, you see great schools, and they already just show up, and you just looking at them like, oh, we in for it. The flip works as well. When you talk about a team that historically has been bad, you don't give them all of the credit and respect and reverence they properly deserve. So I think that you look at the Cleveland Browns, they walk into a stadium with the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs going to feel better about themselves. Like, we got these dudes. Be careful, because that is a loaded roster. Got to bring in Fox NFL analyst Bucky Brooks right now. So, Bucky, are Baker's Browns a legit threat to the Chiefs in the AFC?
I mean, a legit threat? I mean, I guess maybe, kind of, they can win. But I think you guys are giving the Cleveland Browns too much credit, because here's what we know. In the playoffs, and when it matters, it comes down to quarterback play. And if we're closing eyes and we get a chance to pick one of the quarterbacks, we all are going to pick Patrick Mahomes over Baker Mayfield. It is decided by the quarterback. It's a quarterback-driven league. When I look at Patrick Mahomes, he is 44-10 in games in which he has started in the league. That's regular season and postseason. And so the odds are when you play a game and you roll out the ball, if you have number 15 on your team, you're going to win. And even in a game when Patrick Mahomes didn't play the full game, the Cleveland Browns couldn't knock off the Kansas City Chiefs until they were surprisingly knocked off in the Super Bowl we were talking about a dynasty in Kansas City. Don't let one game, don't let the Super Bowl cloud your image and your memory of how great the Kansas City Chiefs are. Look, I like the Cleveland Browns. I like all of the activity they've done throughout the offseason, but don't confuse activity with achievement. The Kansas City Chiefs are at the top of the mountain in the AFC, and until somebody knocks them off, I'm not going to say anybody's a credible threat.
You're right, really, on all your points, which is there is activity. I'm not necessarily confusing it with achievement, but I am trying to understand, Bucky Brooks, just how much that activity will matter. To me, it means a lot. To me, if you go mano-a-mano, roster by roster, position by position, the Browns have a significantly better roster than the Chiefs. Now, Sel has said what you are saying. The quarterback position is the ultimate eraser. But when you talk about legit threat, it depends. You catch them in Cleveland with that lake effect weather and that snow, I might ride with the cats that got the two workhorses at the running back position. We haven't seen Odell Beckham honestly play at the level that Odell can play in Cleveland. He had a 1,000-yard season, I believe, his first year there in maybe 12 games, but that's not the same Odell. In the event that Odell Beckham, who is still not even 30 years old, can conjure up the Odell of old, Odell of young, then I think the Browns really can make legitimate noise and be a legit threat. Also, what we're all ignoring, the first year in a head coach's system, he's not going to be as good, you would think, as the second year quarterback in the head coach's system. Baker Mayfield was in Stefanski's system just 1 year last year. Give him a full offseason, second year. Now full competency of not only the playbook, but all the other players in that playbook. I'm telling you, the Browns are going to be a threat, and I think it's a legitimate threat.
Yeah, Buck, you got to respect them, man. I won't just use the Super Bowl to taint my vision. I will look at their run to the Super Bowl and start to understand what the Chiefs are or what they're not. Chiefs defense allowed over 100 yards in each of their last 4 games, including 145 yards allowed in the rushing game in the Super Bowl. Wonder if the Browns could run. Oh, yeah, they're the third best rushing team. And I wonder if the Chiefs can stop the run. No, they're ranked 21st. Bucky, let's talk about that quarterback position. You know I love me some Patrick Mahomes, but I'm also a defender, and I keep it 100, so I got to keep it real on Patrick Mahomes. Sub-100 passer rating in 5 of his last 7 games to close the season. Oh, you said don't let the Super Bowl taint you. I won't. I'm just looking at all of it in totality. Chiefs had the 29th most penalties in the league last year. You know, in big, tight games, especially if it's on the road, we all know about that the little things add up to make big plays. Chiefs had the worst red zone defense in the league last season. All I'm saying is, Bucky, you can get into a situation where Cleveland, if they're playing at home, especially running the football and taking care of the football and not causing all of the issues that the Chiefs do, which are like penalties and not stopping the run, and then Patrick Mahomes a little up and down in the bigger games. Let's talk about those in totality. Then you can see how this gap starts to close.
Okay, you're a little West Coast rider, so I'm going to give you a little West Coast flavor as an analogy. To me, the debate that you're making about these quarterbacks is Sugar Free and DJ Quick versus Ice Cube. Look, when we go to the show, we ain't trying to see Sugar Free come out there last. We're trying to see him come first. So when I think about Baker Mayfield, we ain't trying to anoint Baker Mayfield as the greatest quarterback that we've seen. So let's not talk about him being a guy that can even be on the same level as Patrick Mahomes. Now, when we talk about, as you like to use, the totality of the team, yes, the totality of the team is nice, but ultimately it's decided by the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is an all-timer. We're already talking about him being the baby GOAT in comparison to Tom Brady. And so if games are decided by one possession or less, which in the history of the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes being the quarterback, most of those games are decided by one or less when it's a close game. I am going with number 15 over number 6 because I know I'm going with the headliner. The marquee says Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't say Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God.
Golly, dog. I mean, you got me up here defending my hood. First of all, DJ Quick from Compton. I ain't got to go there Sugar Free. I'd rather give you my didn't let you breathe on the last of the window smoke. I'm not going to do all that, Bucky. You got me in that one right there. However, let's be real about Patrick Mahomes. What does he have a career? What's his quarterback rating in the Super Bowl, since you want to make him a baby GOAT? And last time I checked, the GOAT actually showed up when it mattered most. That's how he got those 7 rings. What's Patrick Mahomes' quarterback rating in the Super Bowl? Is it still lower than Oh, no, 60. Is it 70? 74? A little lower than that, right? That's the point. Bucky, you need to stop playing with me, bruh. Because when it comes down to it, Patrick Mahomes don't always show up. Like, you make it seem like he's just the guy. Like, he's 3 AFC championship games in a row, right? And then he sees Tom Brady, he don't know what to do. Now, 3. Okay, respect to that. Yeah, respect to that. But this is a future forward question. Are they a threat to them? You can't get up here and say they're not a threat to them when they can run the football, they can take care of the football, and they don't have the same amount of penalties as the Chiefs. And then whatever Patrick Mahomes is in terms of greatness comes down from that hill a little bit when he knows that this is money time in terms of playoffs, in terms of Super Bowl. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to lose to the Cleveland Browns. Let me give you some respect because you did snipe me right there a little earlier. But I do think that the Browns are a legit threat to them just because of the way that they can run that football especially. And they don't have to count on their quarterback. Where if Patrick Mahomes has any issues, any injuries, anything at all, you know what's going to happen to the Chiefs. They're going to start leaking. The NFL regular season starts next week. Don't you ever do that to me again, Bucky. And Terry Bradshaw is giving away $1 million on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Scan the code below. Download the app for free and predict the outcome of 6 NFL games for your shot to win Terry's money. I need some of that money right now.